What's up, YouTube? I'm just chilling in a parking lot. Excuse me. I'm just chilling in a parking lot right now. Went to the Chinese buffet and I got some chow mein, and now I'm just eating some pudding. But what I want to talk about in this video, and pardon me for my voice, excuse me for my voice, cause it does sound like raspy as fuck, but I want to make a clear point really quick, and I want to rant a little bit, you know. So this is like a rant and like just my initial thoughts on this subject. Why is it that smart black men in society are seen as lames to women? Why is it that if a nigga has a degree, right? If a nigga is in school, he's looked down upon by every other race, including his own group of women. It really like baffles my mind. You know, it kind of fucks me up to know that for niggas that want to do good for themselves, you know, for their family, their kids, they want to do better just overall to break that generational curse. When they do that, they're looked down upon by other races, you know, every other race, including their own women. And I don't like that shit because like just with me personally, like I don't know everything in the world. I act like I do at times, but in reality, I don't know shit compared to, let's say, like a philosopher ass nigga, or a fucking like a scientist or a chemist, which is the same thing. I don't know a lot of like details about things. Like I know shit about the world and all that, but I don't know the in depths of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my problem is with like other races of women, right? Or just our own race of women. They'll look down upon you like you really ain't shit. They won't even favor you because you're doing good for yourself. You know, other races of women, they may appreciate it, but they may not like it at the same time. So it's kind of like a neutral 50-50, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, people want to bash you. People want to talk shit about you just because you're doing good for yourself and you broke the generational curse. And this is why I say, like most men on YouTube, like, you know, I don't give a damn about my own race of women. Like, I really don't. Because if I'm doing good for myself, as a black woman, let's say if you're with me in a relationship and I'm financially affluent, what would you still be mad about? Like, what would you complain about? You know, I can understand if you're jealous, but like, I've seen black women who've gotten with niggas that have 2 degrees. They can afford everything that is under the sun. You know, they go to church. They're not in the streets. You know, they're actually doing good academically, and they did so good to the point where they got a real good job that pays a lot of money. And my thing is, if women want to complain that niggas are broke, why the fuck is it when a nigga got money, you still complain? You still say that nigga ain't shit. You still say that nigga ain't good enough. Bitch, maybe you're not good enough. You know, only a woman could get mad at her own her own complaint and still cry about it. Most of the time, when women say they want something from a man may fulfill that duty, whatever the fuck it is that they want him to do, but they still want to be like, oh, he ain't tall enough, or he ain't he ain't my type, he ain't my cup of tea, you know. But with black women, it's like, if I were to get, like, let's say a bachelor's degree, you know, I know for a fact black women are intimidated by smart men, you know, because they're not easy to fool. They're not easy to fuck with, you know, or fuck over, I should say. Excuse my language. You know, they got a good head on their shoulder, and you can't really trick their ass. Like, if you were to get into an argument with an intelligent black man, 9 times out of 10, he won't argue with you. He'll just talk with logic. He'll give scenarios to ease the situation away. But with black women, they think if they yell and they stomp their feet and they throw some shit at a nigga, that they could just automatically win that shit. That is not a love TKO, bitch. That's a love loss, if you ask me. Like, that's how to lose a nigga and lose an argument. That's why in the future, at times, I think to myself, what type of bullshit, unnecessary antics do I have to do to get my own race of women? Like, what type of low down bullshit do I have to do to get a black woman? Because to be, like, 100% honest with you, the way I'm talking in this video and the way I present myself, as some niggas might know, that's not good enough to get a black woman. You know, that's not idealistically what black women want. You know, I can't come at a black woman like that. You know, I gotta come at her with some, you know, what up, shawty? Like, what up, bitch? You know, that type of shit. I can't come talk to a black woman like cordially. Now, I've only talked to one black woman that has, I don't want to necessarily say she's like me, but you know, we have conversation. And with most races of women, like, I can have a conversation with y'all and talk with y'all, but it's just like y'all won't go anything further than that. Either I'm lacking something like attractiveness, or I'm just not your cup of tea, you know, which is fine, but it makes you feel a certain way when you're always rejected in this type of manner, you know. But going back to, like, smart black men, like, you know, sometimes I wish I was another race of man. Like, I wish I was a white man sometimes, because a white man could be lame as fuck. He could be boring as hell. He could want to shoot up niggas. You know. And he could get a badass bitch without even trying. Like, a white man, to get women, he just has to exist. Like, I'm just being dead ass. Like, he just has to exist, and then women will just acknowledge him. You know, he doesn't have to do all that unnecessarily, like, bullshit all black men have to do. Like, even niggas, like, niggas degrade themselves just to get with black women. A lot of niggas degrade themselves. Like, a lot of niggas be on just some coon ass shit. You know, just some low down, low life, like, you have no respect for yourself. You know, you a dumbass. A lot of niggas don't have respect for themselves whenever they get with black women. And so it's usually the niggas like that don't give a fuck about themselves that black women gravitate towards the most. You know, black women love the most. Like, I can kind of see why, because like 9 times out of 10, the men in black women's lives are absent, or they're just thugs. And so that's the only type of men you actually see. But you gotta be real with yourself, and you gotta tell yourself like, okay, I've seen these types of men. I'ma avoid them, and I'ma learn a lesson that if my mom was fucking with these types of men, to where I don't have to do that shit. But that is how to that's how to basically find a good man if you're a black woman. You know, avoid the thugs. But you know, man, like, the thugs are the only types of niggas they like. You know, a nigga like me, I can't be myself like with black women. Like, I gotta be a dumbass to get with black bitches. Like a literal dumbass. Like, my IQ has to be like negative some shit. Like, I can't be myself, man. Like, I'm just keeping it a buck. I can't be my natural, charismatic, unapologetic self. I gotta be retarded to get with a black bitch. You know, I have to slang yay on the corner just to get with a black bitch. I have to have no common decency for my damn self to get with the black bitch. But going back to society, like, even society and the world in general does not like a smart, black, educated man that knows his way around the system. Because that's how niggas are hunted. That's how niggas are seen as a threat in society. Like, that's how you become public enemy number one. You know, if you're talking all this black empowerment shit, if you like, if you're uplifting black people and you're actually helping the black community, you finna get like your wig split, and you finna die. You know, I can name actually four niggas off the top of my head: Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, Malcolm X, and MLK, bitch. Those four niggas that I just named, like, just one of these niggas did so much for the black community that his intelligence was beyond like comprehension. And what I mean by that is, like, the nigga used his fucking head. You know, it only takes one. You know, a nigga used his mind to get over all of this black trauma and black suffering. You know, but unfortunately, man, like, niggas get killed for speaking up about some real shit. Niggas die like planned deaths. And you know, it's just sad because like an intelligent, masculine black man is starting to become something of yesterday is taboo. You know, the white man and every other race never wanted us to be smart. You know, we could go all the way back to slavery. These niggas never wanted us to read and write. But if y'all niggas actually knew where reading and writing was invented before slavery, nigga, it was in fucking Egypt. You know, it was in fucking like the Middle East when writing actually came uh, into fruition, or yeah, fruition. When writing first came about, that shit was invented. That shit was made in Egypt. You know, but the white man and every other race does not want us to succeed academically. This is why we're in we're in low budget communities. You know, we're in poverty. It's called the projects for a reason, because we're literal test subjects. You know, we can't get jobs. We can't financially become stable. You know, this is where I go back to the whole black women loving hood niggas, because in order for a black man to become successful, I would say now, actually no, because that it's not like that anymore. But you know, back in the day, I want to say about 30 some years ago, to get money as a nigga, you gotta sell dope, you gotta sell rocks, you gotta sell that crack rock, or just crack. You know, you gotta sell that shit. But yeah, man, that scared the shit out of me. But even now, like, in order for niggas to actually get bread, you gotta sell dope. You gotta push bricks. And this is why I don't really give a fuck about. I don't necessarily give a. It's not like I don't care about black women, cause there's still this small like fraction in my mind that maybe there is hope for black women, just a little bit of hope. When I mean a little bit, I mean like 0.0001%. And so I didn't give up on black women. But the way society is going, and the way like intelligent black men have been, you know, basically looked down upon in society, that's why I give a giant middle finger to the world and a giant F you to every other race that hates on an intelligent brother on some black power type shit. Fuck the world, fuck every other race that looks down upon niggas that are intellectually capable of fucking up other motherfuckers mentally. You know. And I'm gonna leave it as that. If you a smart nigga, 9 times out of 10, I feel your pain, because I was never. It's like I was never even meant to get a black woman. Like, black women really don't like niggas who are like book smart and they're logical and they're wise. You know, black women, they just love fuck niggas and just niggas that don't know how to really do shit in life. Like, if there was a nigga on the corner over there with like a beer bottle and a wife beater, and then black women have to happen to be driving in a car, they would pick them up and go fuck them at their house. Cause black women, they love niggas that are bums. They love niggas that are just flat out retarded. Like, but I ain't from the hood. I'm just a nigga that lived in it. But peace out, y'all. I'm gonna enjoy this pudding. Uh, be yourself unapologetically. I'm out.